Hey everybody, Andrew Zimmern here. I've got a special treat for you today. It's a fascinating look at a sober, curious, non-alcoholic beverage, the Michelada, which is a traditional Mexican beverage that's become insanely popular over the last 20 years, that's made with beer, juices, most typically tomato juice, lots of lime juice, chili sauces, and lots of other spicy condiments in it. And it's kind of like a drink that reminded me when I saw my first one of the Bloody Bulls and Bloody Caesars that I enjoyed as a young man in the 60s and 70s growing up. My father was a big fan of these drinks during the summertime because they didn't have a lot of alcohol in them. And these were days when there was just, one kind of beer. There wasn't low alcohol beer, there wasn't no alcohol beer, and people who didn't want to have Bloody Marys during the day but wanted to cut their beer intake could drink a very thirst-quenching beverage like the Michelada. And I have found over the 29 years that I've been sober that so many people have started turning towards not drinking, even when they're out with friends, even if drinking alcohol is a regular part of their life, which is why I was thrilled to see, especially for sober people, a true 0.0 product come out. Most non-alcoholic beers are, well, you guessed it, 0.5. There is some alcohol in it, and so for a lot of people who are technically and qualitatively sober, a 0.5 non-alcoholic beer just doesn't work. But Heineken 0.0 does, which opens up an entire world of thirst-quenching options. Now, there are also a lot of people who, as I mentioned at the top, are what I call sober curious, and there's a tremendous interest. I mean, you have the Bainbridge book that came out this year, you have the Alinea non-alcoholic aviary cookbook, and lots of others, because there are so many people out there that whether they're the designated driver, or they're just trying to reduce their alcohol intake, or they want to enjoy the pleasure of consuming beverages without consuming alcohol, the number just keeps going up and up and up. And the fastest growing sector in the business market are these types of beverages. So without any further ado, let's get into mixing. I have 4 glasses with ice. 2 of them, I have put seasoned chili salt around the rim. This is a defining element of the Michelada, is that salted rim. I've taken cumin and coriander and chili powder and salt and pepper and put that in a little tray here and simply wet the rims of the glass to put some salt on them. I have a pitcher I'm gonna make my base, and I'm gonna show you some cool things to do with your Micheladas. I'm going to add some horseradish. I'm going to add the juice of a lemon. I'm gonna save my lime for squeezing at the end for garnishing, but I'm gonna put that whole lemon in there. Crystal hot sauce, my favorite. Nice heavy glug of that. This is a chili focused drink. Some Worcestershire sauce. Some tomato juice. 1, 3, 5, 7. That's about 12 ounces. I'm pouring this down the side of the glass because I want to preserve some of the bubbles in that beer. And I counted my tomato juice because I go about 2 to 1 with the tomato juice to make my base. And I'm just going to give this a gentle stir. You don't need to treat it like a swizzle stick. All of that hot sauce and all those other goodies, believe me, they get mixed up in there. Finally, I just want to add some crushed black pepper to these. I think the aroma of freshly crushed black pepper is really important. And we have salt on the rim, but many people underthink the seasoning of the drink itself. And with something like this, I think it's super, super important. So, with this one, this is just our straight up Michelada. With this one, I'm gonna ask you to try something fun. A bloody bull was my father's favorite growing up. A few tablespoons of beef consomme. Turn this into what was called a bull shot if it was mixed straight with beer, but a bloody bull if it was mixed with the tomato juice. Some people love clamato juice. I am one of them. That is a clam juice and tomato mixture. For a Michelada, you can make your Michelada with the clamato or add your clamato mix to that. And there's one with our seasoned salt. And then comes the fun part. Garnish with salami for the meat eater. Let's throw some crazy Midwestern Bloody Mary treats in there. Take a couple of onions, a few capers, lay that across. How about for the cheese lover? Yep, that's right. Cheese and a cherry pepper never looked so good. And for the purist who just likes things a little bit more traditional, a lime wedge on there. I have been waiting to have this since we first decided to try it. Insanely thirst quenching. So whether it's holiday time or whether it is, oh my God, that is so delicious. The spiciness, the beer, the tomato. With this one, the beef consomme. This reminds me of the summer of 1972. I'm at the beach with my dad and his friends. Oh my gosh, there is something really addictive about this drink. But as I was saying, if you're not looking to load up on the alcohol during the holiday time, or say for the big Super Bowl party that you're probably hosting at your house, I think Heineken 0.0 is a godsend for those of you that want to drink very responsibly this holiday season. Micheladas for everyone.